We're building up to NAB, so there's really not going to be a lot of news for the next couple of weeks until we actually get there. But there are some few stories that are starting to percolate out, and one of them is that we have found some footage for Canon's prototype 8K Cinema EOS camera. The footage is from a prototype 8K Cinema EOS camera that was showcased at Interb last year, but we knew very little about it then. We have since learned that it is a Super 35 size sensor, positioning it to go head-to-head with the red helium, and it records 8K RAW to an external recorder, and the design looks very similar to the C300 Mark II.
James, this is a rumor.
No, it isn't. And I'll tell you why. Before you roll your eyes over this being a rumor, this footage comes directly from Canon itself, which wanted to get the word out about a new short film called Roots of Japan. This was recorded with the Cinema EOS prototype in 8K RAW, and frankly, I like the idea of seeing what a camera can do through footage before we know what the specs are. Before tech geeks like me can tear a camera apart, point out its flaws, we actually get to see what the footage is and what it's capable of, and I wish every camera company would do this. And though we don't know when the camera will make its debut, the timing of it before NAB suggests that maybe we'll see something about it in Vegas. I don't know. Could be. Or soon thereafter.
Sounds lovely. So Canon with 8K images is your lead story. What's number 2?
Red is pivoting on the Red Hydrogen 1 smartphone camera development. The launch of the Hydrogen 1, though it was very much hyped with its 4-view holographic display, was very flat, and it didn't translate into good sales. And to be honest, it had mixed reviews of an underpowdered sensor and a very blurry screen. Jared Land and the Cinema Group will now run development of the Hydrogen moving forward, and there's going to be a professional model for cinema camera platforms that's in the making. Although, quite honestly, I thought that's what this whole Hydrogen 1 thing was about. It was a professional cinema camera platform. So, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like the Hydrogen 1 is not living up to the hype.
Yeah, pretty much. While it was supposed to shepherd a new era in 4-view holographic content creation, it simply hasn't translated into robust sales, and reviews gave it lackluster performance from an underpowered processor and a blurry screen. And while we hear a professional model is coming, the bad news is that users have noticed Hydrogen's expansion modules, which were promised to come out later this year, have disappeared completely from the website, and that hints at a massive redesign.
James, you've told us about Canon, you've told us about Hydrogen. How about a product that's actually shipping?
This one is actually shipped, but I just came across it this week. There's a new app out called Emulsio, which promises to offer a warp stabilizer-like correction to footage shot on the iPhone X and iPhone XS or XS. I don't know how, depending on how you call it. This new app, known as Emulsio, offers precise stabilization control with a before and after preview capability. You can import other footage from other cameras like GoPros or the DJI drones or any other camera. It will analyze the footage, and it will then do a warp stabilizer like correction to smooth out all the footage, and it will do it in a non-destructive fashion so that the data will be preserved, and you can put it into your NLE and further fine-tune the warp stabilizer settings to smooth it out even further. It's a really powerful app, and I kind of like it. It's kind of fun.
Well, it's interesting to me that mobile filmmaking is continuing to expand on iPhones.
It's truly amazing. Beginning with the iPhone X, mobile filmmakers can now do just about anything on that mobile device. They have a platform that is so powerful. They can shoot their footage, color correct it, stabilize, edit the footage, add music, and then publish to the internet all in one device. It's truly remarkable what this device can really do now. Oh, and did I mention it makes phone calls?
Yeah, it also makes phone calls. So what other stories are you working on this week?
Other stories we're following this week include Apple sends out invitations to their It's Showtime event on March 25th. We think Apple is going to talk about their new streaming service. And I say we think because reading an invitation from Apple is like reading tea leaves. But we do think this new streaming service that is coming later this year or early next year will be exclusive to Apple users. We will also look at how to build your own DIY Foley space to create your own sound effects. And the Canon EOS RP mirrorless camera gets a firmware update before it even ships.